जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय गोपी जनवल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय जय यशोदनंदना जय व्रज जनरंजना जय व्रज जनरंजना जय जय यमुनतीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय यमुनतीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय यमुनतीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय यमुनतीरावनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय यमुनतीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय गोपी जनवल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय जय यशोदनंदना जय व्रज जनरंजना जय व्रज जनरंजना जय जय यमुनतीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhav ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra ki jai. Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki. Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki. ग्रंथराज श्री श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. शील प्रभुपाद की जय. शील गुरुदेव की जय. निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. हरि हरि बोल. वांछकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Mataji. So nice to see you all. Vartamana Punarbhavaha, it is said, when living entities meet each other. Dishtya samsara chakresmin vartamana punarbhavaha. Means when we living entities meet each other, it is like taking new birth. Vasudeva was telling to Nanda Maharaj. It's not possible for two living entities to meet. We think that, oh, today I am going back, tomorrow, see you tomorrow. Then we don't know whether we'll be seeing there and there or here. We don't know. So many difficulties are there. We are flying at 600 miles per hour or riding at 150 kilometers per hour. Who knows what happens in between? So that is why it is always said when living entities meet each other, we should have a nice smiling greeting. Because we don't know next time we'll meet or not. And even this time when we are meeting, whether we don't know whether it was possible by our. It's only because Krishna's mercy we could meet each other. So it's really Krishna's arrangement that we could meet today. And more importantly, sitting together to discuss about him, about his glories, the glorious Bhagavatam. So thank you so much for assembling today for Charcha of Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So we are reading from a very, very wonderful chapter, 7th canto, 2nd chapter, verse number 56 and 57. 56 doesn't have a purport, so we'll just recite the verse and the translation and then we'll go repeating the verse 57. Evam kulingam vilapantamarat Priya Viyogaturamasrukantham Sayevatam Shakunikah Sharena Vivyadhakala Prahito Vilinaha. Please repeat the translation. Because of the loss of his wife, the Kulinga bird lamented with tears in his eyes. Meanwhile, following the dictations of mature time, the hunter, who was very carefully hidden in the distance, released his arrow, which pierced the body of the Kulinga bird and killed him. Next verse. Evam yuyam apashyantya Atmapayam abuddhayaha Nainam prapsyata shochantyah Patim varshashatairapi Evam yuyam apashyantya Atmapayam abuddhayaha Nainam prapsyata shochantyah Patim varshashatairapi. Prabhus. Evam yuyam apashyantya Atmapayam abuddhayaha Nainam prapsyata shochantyah Patim varshashatairapi. Evam yuyam apashyantya Atmapayam abuddhayaha Nainam prapsyata shochantyah Patim varshashatairapi. Evam yuyam apashyantya Atmapayam abuddhayaha Nainam prapsyata shochantyah Patim varshashatairapi. Matajis. Evam yuyam apashyantya Atmapayam abuddhayaha Nainam prapsyata shochantyah Patim varshashatairapi. Evam yuyam apashyantya Atmapayam abuddhayaha Nainam prapsyata shochantyah Patim varshashatairapi. Evam, thus, yuyam, you, apashyantaha, not seeing, atma apayam, own death, abuddhayaha, O ignorant ones, na, not, enam, him, prapsyatha, you will obtain, shochantyah, lamenting for, patim, your husband, varsha shataihi, for 100 years, api, even. Translation, purport based, divine grace of Aisha Narvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Please repeat the translation. Thus Yamaraj, in the guise of a small boy, told all the queens, you are all so foolish that you lament but do not see your own death. Afflicted by a poor fund of knowledge, you do not know that even if you lament for your dead husband for hundreds of years, you will never get him back alive. And in the meantime, your lives will be finished. Purport, please hear. Yamaraj once asked Maharaj Yudhishthira, what is the most wonderful thing within this world? Maharaj Yudhishthira replied, Mahabharat, Vanaparva, 313 and 116. Ahanyahani bhutani gachanti yamalayam sheshastavaram ichanti kimascharyam matahparam. Hundreds and thousands of living entities meet death at every moment. But a foolish living being nonetheless thinks himself deathless and does not prepare for death. This is the most wonderful thing in this world. Everyone has to die because everyone is fully under the control of material nature. Yet everyone thinks that he is independent, that whatever he likes he can do, that he will never meet death but live forever, and so on. So-called scientists are making various plans by which living entities in the future can live forever. But while they are thus pursuing such scientific knowledge, Yamaraj, in due course of time, will take them away from their business of so-called research. Jai Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Purports ki jai. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabho Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Mande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyamishwaram Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarani. Srila Prabhupada's purports are transcendentally humorous also, and he is, it's so nice really, because we really relish every word of Srila Prabhupada's purports, because he is relishing it himself. Because it is not he who is writing, right? It is Krishna supplying, and he is just like Vyasadeva telling and Ganeshji writing. Paramatma is telling and Prabhupada is writing. So he is enjoying what he is writing. That's why we are also enjoying when we are reading the same, right? So this chapter itself is so beautiful. Frankly speaking, this chapter is the most important chapter in this canto. We talk about Prahlad Maharaj's prayers and everything, but you see one important thing here is that Hiranyakashipu is giving advice throughout this chapter, isn't it? Like Kamsa is also advising in the 10th canto to Vasudeva and Devaki. Like that we see Hiranyakashipu is advising. Now we may say that they are just speaking, they don't act, which is also one side it is true. But another beautiful perspective is one as Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj gave us, is that it's like a multi-personality disorder we say, no? Like suddenly the originality comes out. So in this world, whatever we are acting in a certain way, like people are angry, greedy, envious, all those things, it is actually acquired nature. There are two things. One is acquired nature and constitutional nature. This acquired nature will stay only for a certain period of time. We as devotees, we should cross beyond that acquired nature and see the original nature, which is permanent. Acquired nature and eternal nature. So, when we see this as Jaya Vijaya speaking, then we'll actually take this instruction in the most important practical life instructions are in the second chapter. Praying to Krishna is, of course, Nrsimhadev, it is transcendentally supreme. Prahlad Maharaj's instructions to the demons, children of the demons, it's all fine. That is all there. We all know direct translating. But here he is giving such wonderful Bhutanamiha Samvasaka Prapayam Iva Subrate. Nobody can give such a beautiful example, right? Daivena Ekatranitanam Unnitanam Swakarmabhihi. This is all Jaya Vijaya speaking. He forgot that he is Hiranyakashipu. He got his constitution. Forgot his acquired nature. We also know, many times we also behave as transcendental devotees. And then that is, then later we get our acquired nature and act in our gunas. Right? Inside the temple, we are in the constitutional position. Outside the temple, we are. And when we are, suddenly somebody shouts or screams, and then we also shout and scream, and then say, hey, suddenly I am supposed to be devotee. I am supposed to be calm and quiet. Shanta Samadrisha Suddha. Jai Shri Shri Radhavrindavan Chandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Shri Shri Jagannath Bali Subhadra Maharani ki Jai. Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai. So then we look around and say, hey, anybody who I preach to or anybody whose devotee is around me, seeing me, then we say, okay, I am a devotee. We forget that Krishna is watching us. As Paramatma is constantly watching us, whatever we are acting, whatever we are thinking, everything. So this particular chapter is very, very important for us to appreciate. Every verse is so important. Bhutanam iha samvasaka prapayam iva suvrate. He is telling when Hiranyaksha is dead and they are all lamenting, his sister-in-law, mother, everybody is lamenting, all the other demons, everybody they are lamenting. So at that time he is telling the best verse for us to practice. Bhutanam iha samvasaka. We are all coming together to get together. Like prapayam iva suvrate. Like here, from here, suppose you are going towards say Goa or Mangalore, right? By bus if you are going, they will stop in a rest area for for like some hotel or something. So you will be stopping there, and someone from that side will be coming, and they will also, that bus also will be stopping there in the rest area. So in between you will see somebody whom you have not seen for a long time. They will be said, hey, you are here, you are also here. Then they will say, how is everything, how is life, family, everything. 10, 15, come on, let's just have something together. And then he will go in his bus and you will go in your bus. This is the meeting of people in a restaurant. That's what he is telling. It's such a wonderful instruction. So whenever we are getting instruction, we should not look at the Rishi Moolam and Nadi Moolam and all. We should never look at it. Wherever it is coming, like Chanakya also says, no, that good instruction you should take from anybody and everybody. In Gujarati they say, Nanate Pachilevi Chaturini Bath. Even if it's a young boy, you are any young person also in age, you should still Chatur Bath you should take from them. So here is from Hiranyakashipu or Hiranyaksha, doesn't matter. The matter is more important. Subject matter is more important. Eternal truth. So the best example is he is now giving us not only this, and he is teaching us when we are lamenting. They are lamenting. He is giving us the eternal truth, which is meant for all of us. All of us, we lament when we are near and dear ones pass away. That is, we all have that thing. Nobody can tell that I never faced the death of near and dear ones. Somebody is there in us, among us who is passing away. And we face that. So Bhagavatam gives us the best instructions how to get over it. Bhagavatam doesn't only give us the science about learning about Krishna's nature and then the transcendental qualities, the revealing the Vaikuntha Dham, Goloka Dham. Not only that, it also gives us the eternal nature of this material world also, because we have to understand. Only when you understand that this is not a good place, you will think about where is the next good place. If you think, hey, this place is really nice, we can stay here forever. Even if we are devotees, we have to leave and go. Isn't it true? You may like our temple the best. You might like the association of devotees the best. You may like the prasadam the best. But still we have to go. Right? So this mantra is very important. Maharaj told us once, before learning this Maha Mantra, we have to learn Maha Maha Mantra. And that Maha Maha Mantra is, you will say, Mujhe Jana Hai. When we say that, he said that, he coined that in fact. He said, Hare Mujhe Jana Hai, Hare Mujhe Jana Hai, Mujhe Jana Hai, Mujhe Jana Hai, Hare Hare. When you chant this Maha Mantra 4 times, then all 4 regulative principles are automatically followed. Because when you always remember you have to do Mujhe Jana Hai, you will not go for gambling. You will not go for intoxication. What will you do with that? You will always be thinking about Mujhe Jana Hai, Mujhe Jana Hai. Right? That is why it is said, Konvartaha Sukayatyenam Kamova Mrityurantike Aghatam Niyamanasya Vadyasyeva Na Tushtidaha. Konvartaha Sukayatyenam means goats are kept in a line in the altar where they are doing the kasai. They have that cutting. So they are all standing in a queue. One by one they are coming, cut, send it to the thing, the cooking, whatever you have to do, cleaning, cooking. Another one comes, cleaning. We are all standing like that in a queue. We don't realize that. And that is what Bhagavatam is revealing us through Hiranyakashipu. If at all you have to take one lesson from Hiranyakashipu, this lesson you have to take. Whatever other things he is doing, we may forget. Right? But this particular thing is revealing about the eternal nature of our life. Right? So, Bhutana miha samvasaha prapayam iva suvrate daivena ekatra nitanam unnitanam swakarma bihi. Daiva brings us together and unnitanam swakarma bihi. By our own karma we are being separated. Daiva doesn't separate. See, this is the best transcendental instruction that Hiranyakashipu is giving. Daiva only brings us together. But by our own karma we are separated. It may be from the past, it may be from the present. If I am talking lovingly with everybody, with all of you, we have a loving dealing, then next time when we come also, we will be having nice interaction, it will increase. But if I have a frowning, shouting, screaming, or upset, or angry and all that, next time Krishna will not allow. So it is my karma. How I am behaving with certain living entities is my karma, isn't it? So Daivena ekatra nitanam unnitanam swakarma is the best lesson to learn from Hiranyakashipu. And then not only that, then he, as if that is not, he is now giving example through a story, because we all get instructions easily from the story. He is telling the story of the Yamaraj coming, and that one king Suyagna, he passed away, and all the queens are around here, him sitting and crying. And he's so nicely described how he, while fighting also, he was biting his teeth to show his valor, and he passes away, that same thing. They are all sitting around and talking his glories and everything. And now Yamaraj is coming. Yamaraj is coming in the form of a young brahmachari. This story, Hiranyakashipu himself is telling this, right? You would have heard all these things. Now there comes a beautiful verse which we will have to, again and again we should meditate on. Because Prabhupada based his entire teaching of Krishna consciousness on this one verse. Entire philosophy of Krishna consciousness teaching in this one verse. Nobody could defeat that argument. He always will ask this question in the class, and nobody would be able to defeat that argument or answer that argument. We will read that. See, Yamaraj is telling, it's verse number 44, right? Suyagno nan vayam shete mudhayam anushochata yashrota yonuvakteha sana drishyeta karkichit. This is the best verse you can take. Nobody could argue in this argument. They can argue anything else scientifically, whatever it is. But when you come to this argument that Bhagavatam gives, Hiranyakashipu gives, right? Nobody could defeat it. See this. Yamaraj continued. O lamenters, you are all fools. The person named Suyagna, for whom you lament, is still lying before you and has not gone anywhere. And you are saying, you are gone, you are gone. Where is he gone? He is here only. Then what is the cause of your lamentation? He is here only, just lying down. Why are you telling he is gone? And then it's like, previously he heard you and replied to you, but now, not finding him, you are lamenting. This is contradictory behavior. For you have never actually seen the person within the body who heard you and replied. There is no need for your lamentation. For the body you have always seen is lying here. Such an amazing philosophy, isn't it? This philosophy, till now nobody has defeated, and even thousands of years later also nobody can defeat this. The body is here. You have been talking, they were answering, and when they were talking, you were answering. So there was some interaction. So something was inside with whom you were talking. Otherwise, now why he is not talking? And that one is gone. So whom you are talking with is not there, and you have not seen him also. Suppose somebody says, put a poster in Pune, for example, they put this poster, when some politician pass away, that, we Shraddhanjali, or whatever they say, that Anjali they do for somebody passed away, some politician or some famous person. I won't even know that person. Will I cry for him? I don't even know that person, isn't it? Somebody whom I know, I can cry. But that person, I have not even seen. Why waste the space here? They are putting this. Who is going to cry for him? They will speak like that. Same way, you have not seen this person inside. And he has gone somewhere. You have not seen, and that person when he has gone somewhere, why are you crying for him? And the one who you have always seen, he is lying in front of you. And you are telling he is gone, he is gone. Can be any better mockery than this of our understanding? We are talking, I am a great scientist, I am a great this, I am a great that, billionaire, trillionaire. What is the use of that? This is the best argument. And see, Prabhupada based his entire science of Krishna consciousness through Hiranyakashipu's teachings. Can you believe it? This is how it is. So we should never look at the Rishi Mula and all that. Where it is coming, if it's nice instruction, take it from anywhere. Chanakya also says the same thing. See, very beautiful thing this is, Again, the same thing, Yudhishthira Maharaj is also hearing this thing. Yudhishthira Maharaj, he listens and speaks all these instructions so nicely here. See, once what happened, based on this, Maharaj gave a very interesting extension to this philosophy. Now people are crying. They see that a person is dead, very dear person is dead. Why they are crying? They will not be able to speak to that person whom they were speaking so far. Not same way, they cannot interact. Okay. Now we understand now that the what that has left the body is soul. Correct? Now, that soul we have not seen. Where it has gone also we don't know. Correct? Now Maharaj, once what happened in US, this is a nice, interesting incident happened. So Maharaj gave a beautiful lesson. His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj gave a beautiful lesson and it's an extension to that. So what happened, there is the Gita Ashram, there is Gita Ashram that is there, lot of temples, they only recite Gita there. So there they had invited Maharaj in US in Minneapolis, there was one Gita Ashram. So they invited Maharaj to come and give a class. So that day morning we were having Bhagavatam, Maharaj was discussing Bhagavatam in our homes. And then about 10, 11 o'clock we were supposed to go. So what happened, one of the board of directors or board of that members, he died in that Gita Ashram. So 2-3 members came and they told Maharaj that, Maharaj, we are sorry, we want to tell you that this one of our board members passed away. So Maharaj said, so should we cancel the class? No, you please come, you give the class. But only thing is, everybody is in so much lamentation, So please don't give any jokes or anything in the class. We are in a serious mood. So if you give, if you crack some jokes and all, it may not be apt. I said, okay, don't worry. When we say something to Maharaj, then you know what happens. So Maharaj we all went together to there. And then the class was about to start, and these people all came and one by one in the mic they were lamenting for that dead person. They were saying, inhone ye kiya, inhone wo kiya, ye bahut itna hai, wo hai, itna good hai. They were crying, literally they were crying in front of it. And Maharaj was sitting patiently, tolerating for some time this crying class going on. Then after 15-20 minutes, Maharaj said, you give the mic, enough of your crying, you give the mic. Then Maharaj literally fired them. You people are all fools. You are reading every day, you are reading Gita. And you don't know what is really the Dehi Nosin Metta Dehi. You don't know. What does it say? You are saying something, and not acting properly. And he just fired them left, right and center. And then they were all taken aback. They didn't expect Maharaj to fire them on they thought he will be a little soft because one of the members passed away. But Maharaj said something very interesting. After that he said, see, the reason you people are all lamenting is because you cannot communicate in the same way you were communicating earlier with that thing. So that person who was communicating with you is not in front of you. He has gone somewhere where you don't know. Correct? You don't know where he has gone. Now, he gave a beautiful example. He said, suppose this mic is there. I'm just doing it here to this extent. Suppose this mic is here. Suddenly this mic is not there. So, what will you do? Suppose I have to, Prabhu, where is the mic? I want to know. Then the devotee, any devotee whom I ask, what they will say? Oh, this so-and-so Prabhu is the in charge for the mic. He knows where it is kept. So, you please go and ask him. You get it from there. Correct? It's a simple way. Otherwise, I go on searching everywhere. Where is the mic? Where is the mic? I will not get it at all. Right? So Maharaj said, this is the same way that soul, where it has gone, you don't know. But Krishna has taken it and hidden it somewhere. He only knows where that soul is. So just like you go and talk to that person who knows where the mic is, You go and talk to that person who knows where the soul is. And he will connect with you. How to connect through the Krishna? Chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This way you connect to that soul, because once you leave the body, you cannot speak in that Marathi or Tamil or Gujarati, whatever, because soul doesn't know these languages. Soul know only one language. That is transcendental Krishna, holy names, and Bhagavatam is the only language it knows. You understand? After that, whatever you do, that will not understand. That soul will not understand. And that language is to be connected only through Krishna. So Maharaj gave this beautiful revelation, and they were all taken back. Oh, such an easy way to connect. Then he chanted, he did so uproarious kirtan, and they all felt very happy, and they were all smiling. Those who were crying were all smiling, and smiling so happily. This is the transcendental, sublime way to connect with souls that souls where they are, we don't know, but with that soul also we can connect. That is why Prabhupada has given us this transcendental communication medium of Hare Krishna mantra. You not only that souls which is gone, even those souls like the trees and animals and all those souls which you cannot connect normally in your language, they can also connect. This is the transcendental medium of connection that when Maharaj told us, we really are amazed how now our faith in the holy names, Bhagavatam, that also increases. That is why during those 10-13 days we chant Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, we chant the holy names, because that is the Smashan Vairagya. During that time people can do with a little more faith also. And genuinely you will be able to connect with the soul. How will you know that you connect with the soul? How will you know that you are connecting with the soul? Because you will be peaceful and happy. That peace and happiness connects when we connect with your near and dear ones when they are in front of you, correct? And when they are not in front of you also, when you are chanting the Hare Krishna mantra for their well-being, when you are getting peace and happiness, means you are connecting with them. Right? Soul to soul connection is there. This is we don't understand. This general mass of the people also don't understand. That is why we have to reveal Hiranyakashipu's teachings to them. That please understand this beautiful thing. That is what Yamaraj is telling us also. This is so nice. Like, even after this, okay, we are saying that even after this I may not be able to get it. Then you see, please chant Hare Krishna mantra, and Bhagavatam gives such a beautiful revelation. Even we had that challenge, some few years ago, one of my very dear cousin brother, he passed away. He's a wonderful devotee. He was such a great inspiration for us, and he passed in a very young age. So after that we did all his final rites and everything and all that, and still there is this like a residue, that little bit of that lamentation, this was there. And I could understand and I could relate to what Maharaj was telling, and I was chanting and everything. Still there is a little bit of thing was still pending. A little, like, why still he left in such a engage? Like that it was there. Then I was looking for answer in Bhagavatam, because Bhagavatam always gives answers to all the problems, to solution to all the problems. As I was going through the Chitraketu chapter, where there also lamentation is there, and the Chitraketu's son, that soul comes back and gives such wonderful shock. No, it's called shock treatment. Until that time, these people are crying. That king was crying like anything. That queen was crying. All of them were crying. But Narad Muni came, and Angara Muni also told so many things. Sa yujante, viyujante, tata kalena dehinaha. Everything he gives. We are all just here for some time. We have to be forced by the force of time. We have to leave everything. Then, even then, they are not satisfied. Then Narad Muni finds out. He says, okay, if you want, I can bring that child back in this body for some time. Then they were very happy. Really, we can see the child again? Yes, okay, bring him back. And when the child was brought back, the child Harsha Shoka, he is telling so beautifully that, my dear Lord, Narad Muni, why did you bring, what sin I committed that you brought me back into this body, and who are all these people who are crying? And it is like a shock treatment for them. Because, see, when you cry, the other person also cries only, it makes sense to you. Right? When you cry and the other person laughs, what will you feel? Man, he is not understanding my feelings at all. So the shock treatment is when you go and stand in front of somebody and express all your feelings and that person doesn't understand your feelings at all. That is when you will realize that there is no relation with this. The best way to cut off relationship with somebody is Krishna he does this, that the other party will not understand your feeling at all. You will be crying and he will be without any reaction, he will just go away. Or he will be laughing. When you cry, if he laughs, it will be even more irritating for you. So these people said, Narada Muni, please take this child back. We don't want. So much we are crying and he doesn't understand our feelings at all. So there, that, sorry, I will tell you that shloka. This shloka is such a beautiful shloka. And it really revealed that missing link for me. What was the residual link for me? And since then I was able to connect very easily to this meeting and separation of living entities. It's actually 6:16:8. If you can bring it up there. Translation is really powerful. This chapter where Narada Muni brings that child back to life, no? The child is speaking. It's 6:16:8. Okay. Very wonderful statement. It's a little longer translation, but I will read it for you. Evam yonigato jivaha sa nityo nirahankritah yavat yatropalabhyeta tavat swatvam hitasya tat. Even though one living entity becomes connected with another because of a relationship based on bodies that are perishable, the living entity is eternal. Actually, it is the body that is born or lost, not the living entity. See, this is the secret. When we develop relationships based on bodily identifications, then lamentation it follows. But if you develop relationship based on the soul-to-soul connection, then there is no bodily limitation. That is when we will eternally be connected to that soul. Now see this. One should not accept that the living entity takes birth or dies. Living entity doesn't take birth or die, we know that. But we have to realize it. The living being actually has no relationship with the so-called fathers and mothers. This is an amazing thing. We should not think like that, that living entity has a relationship. Only the bodily identification, mind identification, that's all. As long as he appears as the son of a certain father and mother as a result of his past fruitive activities, he has a connection with the body given by that father and mother. Thus, he falsely accepts himself as their sons and acts affectionately. Okay, now comes the thunderbolt. After he dies, however, the relationship is finished. This really created a big revelation for us. Under these circumstances, one should not be falsely involved with jubilation and lamentation. This whole translation, this one key line is this. After he dies, however, the relationship is finished. This is very important to note. I will tell you how it helped me. It may help others also. See, the body-wise, body-mind level, we are connecting, we are smiling, we are laughing, certain incidents we had some experience together, which we reminisce and we are fond of that. And then we have some qualities which we are fond of. This person likes something, that person, and we also like something, we dislike something. There is some like-minded thing, all those things. There is some connection. That is how we develop certain relationships. But what he's saying here is, as soon as the body is gone, after the death, the relationship is finished. Now, see, the person is gone, body is gone, you burnt it, the soul is gone somewhere. Now, you may remember however long you want about that, say, he is my uncle, she is my aunt, or he is my brother, she is my sister, he is my father. All those things we may think. But that soul has left its body. You understand? That soul doesn't remember it anymore. So you may be crying, but they will be wondering, what is this person crying? So understand this thing. When you are crying for a relationship and that other person is not relating in the same way, is it worth crying? This is a very important point to note. You may be crying for whatever, but they are saying, like, we will have whole lifetime, we will have some nice relationship. Suddenly towards the last days, they will have this, what do you call that as, they forget, no? Amnesia. What is that? Amnesia. They just forget totally. And you go and stand in front of them and they say, who are you? Imagine you will cry, oh my dear father, my dear grandfather, like that you cry. And then they are not even, they are seeing you and they are saying, who are you? You will be able to cry more? You will not be able to. Right? This is the best treatment, of shock treatment for us. All these bodily things. We have to come out of these bodily things. Now, still it is not complete. Still you want to have that connection soul to soul. Body connection is over. You are not going to have that anymore, which is fine. But how to continue that soul to soul connection? This is where as devotees we have what do you call, a special gift in the form of Bhagavatam and our Tattva and holy names. What it is the qualities that we appreciate in so and so person is not the bodily qualities, it is the soul's qualities. Like they are humble, right? When we are feeling the separation from some devotees who are very dear to us. Why they are dear to us? They are very humble, they are very loving, they are very honest. These are the qualities normally. They are very loving to Krishna, they are so much attached to their seva. These are all the qualities which you are attracted to. And these qualities are not body qualities, they are soul's qualities. And those qualities go with the soul wherever they go. You understand? So instead of thinking, hey, he is a great musician, he is a great talented artist, like that, those are, of course, they die with the body. But when they are using that service in Krishna's, they are using the talents in Krishna's service, then that attracts us more. So what we should do is, we should thank Krishna for revealing those qualities of that soul. Okay? So whenever you remember that soul, you remember these qualities. And the only way you can connect to that soul is when you start appreciating those transcendental qualities and eventually imbibe them also in yourselves. Then the soul to soul connection, that communication will continue. Now you got it? So some devotee will be there, or somebody who is very dear to us, they would have died, they would have passed away. But what you are appreciating in them is some good qualities. Some, like they sing very nice. When they sing, I am able to appreciate the holy names even more. Say, okay, fine. Then you hear the kirtans that they sing. So Vani connection is there. So through the holy names, the connection is eternally established. So as long as we are alive in this body also, instead of treating them through that bodily connection, when you connect through those transcendental qualities, then that soul will hear. You understand? Then the connection with the soul will be eternally established. And when we go also, we are also supposed to go, like he is saying. We are also, like when you are lamenting, we have forget that we are also supposed to go. Isn't it? So this is the main point to understand. Bhagavatam is revealing this amazing secret which no other literature or no other philosophy can reveal to us. Such a shortcut. All you have to do is chant the holy names. And when you chant the holy names, automatically that soul is nourished. And that soul will bless us. Because as long as that soul is in the body, one beautiful point one of the Prabhupada disciples shared with me when our spiritual master departed. No? At that time, he shared something very nicely. As long as a Vaishnava is in the body, we pray for them. And after they depart, they leave that body, we pray to them. You see the difference? So as long as they are in the body, we have to pray for them so that, the bodily pains should not affect their bhakti flow. But the moment they leave, they are elevated. By their pure devotion, they are going back to Krishna, they are engaged in the service. So we pray to them that please give us that blessing also, that we will also come to you. So this is the beautiful thing that which we can connect to the soul. And when we connect to the souls, then our life is so peaceful. Dhiras satrana mukhyati. We are only seeing the change of the dress. So we have to appreciate and understand this concept very thoroughly. Both Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, it gives us so clearly. And we have to be very, very thankful to Prabhupada and Hiranyakashipu also for revealing this transcendental, beautiful quality, this thing to us. And then we will try to conclude this thing, because the concept of death is not explained in any other philosophy or literature as clearly as it is explained in Bhagavatam. I will share this one beautiful verse, 11:22-39. This is such a beautiful verse. It explains what death is actually. Vishaya biniveshena natmanam yat smaret punaha jantor vai kasyachit hetor mrityur atyanta vismritihi. When the living entity passes from the present body to the next body, which is created by his own karma, he becomes absorbed in the pleasurable and painful sensations of the new body and completely forgets the experience of the previous body. We don't understand that we have also left one body and came here. Not only that we are going to leave this body and go, we have left some other body. There also somebody was lamenting when we left that body. Just like we will be lamenting, right? So now we don't remember that past life, whoever is lamenting, right? So we cannot cry that only that those we are lamenting are not reciprocating. We are also not reciprocating to many who are lamenting for us. In cockroach body, in dog body, monkey body, whatever body it may be, all of them were crying. So he's saying this total forgetfulness of one's previous material identity, which comes about one reason or the another, is called death. When we are forgetting our previous material identity, that is death. And identifying with one other body is birth. Right? This is why when Yudhishthira Maharaj was lamenting for Narada Muni's, when Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, when they all left, Yudhishthira Maharaj was also lamenting. Very much he was lamenting. He's a devotee. He was also lamenting. But he was lamenting from the point of view that, old uncle and aunt and blind also, they have left. Did I do any mistake in my service to them? Like that he is crying. But at that time also Narada Muni comes and tells a beautiful instruction. Ma kanchana shucho rajan yadishwara vasham jagat. This is the most transcendental statement. This, if you want to take, if you can't remember any other verses in Bhagavatam, just remember only one line. Ma kanchana shucho rajan yadishwara vasham jagat. In another place Narada Muni says, Yosha darumai yatha. Just like the puppets in the hands of the puppeteer, we are all like that under the hands of Krishna. So this Ma Kanchana Shucho Rajan Yad Ishwara Vasham Jagat. This whole world is under the control of Ishwara. We should never forget that. Just because we have come to the temple and think Krishna, don't think that Krishna will not take us away. We will have another Mahajanas association in Yamloka. Yamaraj will be there. He will go and chant with him and he will also be happy. Wherever we go, it is finally, you don't see it is Narakloka, it is Mahajan's abode. Right? When you see Yamaraja's Mahajan, very nice place it is. Narayana Parasarvena Kutaschana Vibhyati. So he is telling, Narada Muni is telling, Ma Kanchana Shucho Rajan Yad Ishwara Vasham Jagat Loka Sapala Yasyame Vahanti Balimishituhu. You are praying to so many devatas, so many big people, the hospital, doctor, everybody to save you. They will not, Yamaraj will not take only you, he will take them also along with you. Loka Sapala, whoever is your palas, they will also be taken away. Loka Sapala Yasyame Vahanti Balimishatuhu. They are all under the control of Krishna, like the cows are, the bulls are tied by the nose, no? Like that. Don't go and pray to all these other devatas to save you. They are also not going to save you. Then why is he saying, Sa Samyurakti Bhutani Sayeva Viyunakti Cha. Krishna is only bringing all the living entities together and he is only, through your karma, he is taking you away. All these are such transcendental instructions. And we should also understand one more thing. Like this, Yamaraj is telling here in this verse 56, mature time. When the time, Krishna in the form of time, pakwa, it becomes pakka, it becomes mature. Right? When the cooking is done completely pakka, then pakwa, when it is offered to Krishna. Like that, when time is mature, we will all be departed. We will all be taken away. So nobody is at fault. Nobody to be lamented. Just be joyful. Even if somebody is going, we are chanting so loudly, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that he has gone back to Krishna. We have, in the heart we will feel the pain. So and so dear person is left, we cannot associate with them anymore. But as I told you, the secret of associating with them at the soul platform. Remember these tiny little things. Somehow or other we remember, like, I remember There were many devotees, quite a few devotees left during Corona time. When during Corona period, I know when I was not here, I was away, of course, due to all the restrictions and all that, we couldn't meet. But we know one very nice devotee, His Grace Sridhar Krishna Prabhu, he left his body. We never expected. He's such an active devotee. And you all know how amazing his service was. There are many such devotees like that who left. And when he left, nobody cried. They were all chanting loudly. And there is so much remembrance was there. We have to remember their transcendental qualities. But those transcendental qualities are supposed to nourish the soul-to-soul connection, not the body-to-body connection. Because body has to leave. Right? This is what really helped us also. This will help us in the future also in all our lives. We will be most joyful when we are able to remember them, remember their good qualities, isn't it? That is the best way to connect and associate with devotees. Association with devotees is not bodily level, Prabhu's Mataji's. Association with devotees is at soul level. And if you remember their transcendental qualities, if you remember Krishna's transcendental quality, because their transcendental quality is coming from Krishna. So definitely that connection is established. Krishna will find that mic and give you like that. He will find that soul and connect with you. Right? Such beautiful transcendental instruction. We'll stop here. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Yes, Prabhuji. Hiranyakashipu ki jai. Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for your wonderful insight into the subject matter. It is reasoning empowering, your class. Just other side, you touched upon it, but still I want you to extol on that also.
Yes, Prabhu.
The emotions, like that you said that when a devotee leaves when he was young, then we may say, oh, he left so early, so young. That is understood. That is not to be lamented for. But now he is no more in that body and our service to him is stopped. So that's why we may lament, which is allowed, as we see that Vaishnava Viraha Vilapa song, Jayanilo Premadhana, that we sing. And also Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur, when the critic in a particular, next to Gaudiya Math, when he left body, disciples were very happy that Guru Maharaj he left. But he said, what, he left? And Guru Maharaj cried like anything. And he said, Guru Maharaj is gone. You should be jubilant. He said, no, my well-wisher is gone. Now how will I improve as a Vaishnava? So that emotion side, if you could little bit
Yes, Prabhu. Beautiful question, Prabhu. Beautiful question. So when a Vaishnava dies, should we cry or should you be jubilant? Very interesting, no? Prabhupada writes both. You should cry so much, you should lament like the what is that lady Puranjani, she cries for the husband for Puranjana, like that he says in that story also. Actually, this is one nice point you touched upon is our service is stopped. This is the very crucial point you made there. Our service to that Vaishnava never stops. How? We continue to serve that Vaishnava by remembering his glorious qualities and trying to imbibe those glorious qualities. That soul will be very happy when we imbibe those qualities of bhakti, qualities of those transcendental qualities in us also. Or you go and tell others about those transcendental qualities of that Vaishnava, many of them will get inspired to imbibe those qualities. That will please Krishna. You understand? So our service, the nature of our service changes. Not at the body level, now at the soul level. So you are only remembering those transcendental qualities. Like we were separated from our Guru Maharaj for more than 14 years now. And I had associated with him for more than 12 years. There was no appointment to be fixed with him. Anytime I will just call him and he will pick up the phone. Anytime he will call me. That is the level of association he had with many of his disciples. And as soon as he departed, it was such a separation pain for me that whenever, by default, we have saved Maharaj's number as Gurudev in that name. So by default, my phone will go to that number. And it was quite some time for us to come to terms with that, And his teachings and his qualities, when we heard, when we are continued to hear his lectures, when we continue to follow his instructions, we remember him even more intensely. And that way, we were never separated from him. So many times when we share these things, even Devakinandan Prabhu also used to share this many times, that whenever we share some incidents about which, through which we learned some lessons from him, those devotees will come and ask, hey, so Guru Maharaj is still alive, can we meet him? We say, no, he departed more than 14 years ago. Hey, you are talking as if he is there yesterday, you met him yesterday. So this is how Prabhu, when you really love that living entity, that Vaishnava, then you will continue to serve in the Vani form. You continue to serve in the transcendental level. So there you may not be, you still have the physical body, they don't have the physical body, but those transcendental qualities, by remembering, we will get purified. Our attachment to Krishna will increase. Just imagine that soul wherever it is, how much happy will that soul feel when our bhakti bhava increases by remembering them. How much Krishna will be pleased with that soul for inspiring us to serve Krishna more just by their remembrance. Right? So this is the thing, Prabhu. Service never stops. Service continues by remembering their glories and by continuing to trying to imbibe those transcendental qualities which that Vaishnava exhibited during his physical presence in this world, manifested in this world. Right? Helps that, Prabhu? Very nice, Prabhu. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for clearing the puzzle, connecting each and every sloka of Bhagavatam and giving the answer. So, Prabhuji, we understand that we are not body, we are spirit, soul, we are coming together. But due to the influence of material nature or Maya, we get someone with very near, with some devotee very near, with some devotee have some distance. So while living together, what should be our devotee?
What should be?
Our duty.
Our duty. Okay.
That is one thing. That what should we focus on that when we have that Vapu association? That is one question. And another, that when the soul left the body, you said that in previous focus translation that once he die, there is no connection.
The connection is finished. The bodily connection is finished.
Still after that also, we are performing so many rituals and all the things. And like Pitru Dosh, Pitru Loka.
We are doing that for the soul, not for the body. We are doing that for the soul, not for the body.
So still that connection will be there for that, or Pitru is there.
Soul level. See, that father may have left the body, or mother may have left the body. But even though they left that body of the father and mother, still they are father only. You will connect to that soul as a father or mother only. That's not a problem, right? So at the soul level, it will help.
So what is the purpose of doing that things, these rituals?
Those rituals. Just purification, because they existed and they did some karma in this body. You have got a body from them, no? You have got a body from them. So you have certain duty to perform for them. Right? So that we have that Deva, Rishi, Bhutapta, Nranam, Pitrunam, all those. We have Rina for all those. That we have to do it as a duty. Even Prahlad Maharaj was asked by Narsinghadev to finish those rituals, do those rites for Hiranyakashipu. After Hiranyakashipu is killed, Narsinghadev tells him to finish that job. So that is okay. You just do it. You have to do it. We are not in the transcendental level. If you see that verse, Deva, Rishi, Bhutapta, Nranam, Pitrunam, the last line, one who is completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness 24 hours a day, for them only they are exempted from that. Not anyone. Half the time people will ask, I want to give up my mother, I want to give up my father, but I want their whatever their wealth they have, I want their property. This is how, our hypocrisy is revealed. But that's okay, we will get purified by that. So your first question, can we come to? You said, what is our duty? Because when we have different relations with different people, it is natural that we will have different relations with different people, Prabhu. We cannot be like, like everybody, we cannot. Because the thing is, the time we are spending with each other is different. And the like-mindedness is also different with different people. You may not have the same thing with different. But what we should do is, we have to connect with them through their connection with Krishna. If you see them as connected with me, that is when the difference has come. If you see them as connected with Krishna, even though you may not be talking to them more frequently, Even though you may not be talking to somebody more, you may be talking to somebody more frequently, you may not be talking to somebody or relating with them more frequently. But the thing is, because of that loving nature, always thinking about their good, thinking for their well-being, and whatever little time you spend, you only see the good in them. So for good, it doesn't matter more good, less good. For good, even little good you see in them, for that good you can be having a favorable relationship with them. If we look at the negative things, that's when the discrimination and all those things happen. You understand? So you may not know somebody, you may know somebody, but you just simply pray for them to Krishna, that is enough. Samadrisha, that Samadrisha thing happens there easily. So you don't worry about, hey, this person I have more, naturally you will like something. Suppose you like Bhagavatam, you will naturally be attracted to those who like Bhagavatam. You will want to spend some few minutes with them. But someone may not be so eager about it, but they will be interested in Kirtana or something else. But they are also serving Krishna. So as long as you see people in the connection, through the connection of, that's what I was telling. Even to connect with the souls who are departed also, if you connect with them through the connection with Krishna, then that connection will be long lasting. If you think that soul as my mother soul, my father soul also, it will not work. It will not last longer. You understand? So our duty is to just naturally connect with everybody through as part and parcel of Krishna. Right? So we see everybody as not only those who are having tilak dhoti kurta or Vaishnavas. Those who are outside also, you see them in connection. You see how our spiritual masters all exhibit nice qualities. Like we recently heard in Smaranam of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. I think, who was that? I think Mohan Rupa Prabhu, Rukmini Krishna Prabhu. One of them shared this nice thing that one boy came to meet Maharaj. He had no inclination in Krishna consciousness. He was interested in something, bike or car or something. And Maharaj was talking to him in that language only. And he was so much attracted to Maharaj, he became a devotee very soon by that connection. Right? There are many times even my Guru Maharaj used to do that same thing. He will talk to people in the way they think, and finally he will turn them around and bring them to Krishna consciousness. Because that purity at heart is there, no Prabhu. When we have that purity of heart, then it doesn't matter how long you spend with the devotees. I mean, when I come here only, I meet Ramvilas Prabhu or many of you devotees. But when we come, we meet very easily. We have that relationship. Easily we connect. How? Because we only remember the good of each others. We only know as devotees. If you don't identify any good quality in that person, just accept that they are devotees. That is the greatest quality. Say, see, hey, such a nice devotee, that's all. I may not know whether you are a Kirtaniya or Bhagavata or whatever, but I see with you, you are a nice devotee. That's enough. Krishna will appreciate that. Right? This is our duty, Prabhu. Shantaha, Samadrisha, Shuddhaha, Sarva Bhutanu Ranjanaha, Yanti Anjasa, Achyuta Padam, Achyuta Priya Bandhavaha. This is the 5 qualities of devotees. Shantaha, very peaceful. Samadrisha, he sees everybody equally. He doesn't care, this is Maharashtrian, that is Tamilian, that is Gujarati, nothing like that. Everybody is same for us. Outside also I am saying. Shuddha, very peaceful at heart. Right? First is Shantaha. Shantaha is peaceful. Samadrisha, equipoised. Then third is Shuddha, very pure at heart. We don't have any kalmash in our heart. Then Sarva Bhutanu Ranjana. Satisfying all living entities, right? And then finally, Janti, Anjasa, Achyuta Padam, Achyuta Priya Bandhavaha. Those who are very much in doing devotional service, they are very devoted to Krishna, devotees of Krishna. You have a very special relationship with them, like very loving relationship with them. That is Bandha, means you have bonding with them. That is called Achyuta Priya Bandhavaha. That is intimate relationship only with devotees, right? Remember this shloka. I think it is 4:12:17. 4:12:31, I think. 37. 4:12:37. Yes, 4:12:37. So remember this. You find this nice acronym. Shantaha is peaceful. Samadrisha is equipoised, and Shuddha is pure, and satisfying all living entities is what is that? Shanta Samadrisha Suddhaha Sarvabhutanurajanaha. Satisfying all living entities, yes. Then intimate association only with devotees, I. This is Pepsi. So drink this Pepsi, not the other Pepsi. This Pepsi will take you to Goloka Vrindavan. That Pepsi will take us to Narakloka. Right? This is our duty. Just follow this thing. So many such shlokas are there in Bhagavatam, which gives you transcendental light. Yes, Prabhuji. This Pepsi is allowed in 4 regulatory principles, by the way. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, we hear this story in different classes. I have heard that. I have heard one story in different classes. So the story was that one disciple's wife died. So he went to his spiritual master and told that I never cried. I did not cry when my wife died. So give me sannyas. So then his spiritual master told that you are not qualified for sannyas because you don't have emotions for your wife. So how will you get emotions for Lord? So that's why marry again and then come to me. So that I did not. What is the means? What understanding we should derive from this pastime? So that I was not convinced what I heard. So can you please tell?
See, I see it this way, that in one way, if you see, that we have to go through the ashramas to, experience the ashramas sometimes, for most living entities. If you experience the pros and cons of the particular ashrama, then you will give it up naturally. You will not be forced to give up. Like Daksha also gives us instruction when he is cursing Narad Muni. Of all the verses he speaks, that one verse is very nice to inculcate. He curses the Narada Muni, that is separate. But that one shloka where he says, without force from others, when you naturally renounce, that renunciation will stay longer. So when he says, I didn't cry at all, it can be that you can see it in 2 ways. One is he has not left naturally. Then the second thing you can see is that it may be that it is still sitting inside. That emotion, you might not have cried for your wife, but it may still be sitting inside. So you may have to bring it out to, to get it out of your system. That may be one way. Or the other way is to understand is that it is important to, see, crying is not wrong. Prabhupada said nicely. He said nicely, crying is a very good symptom of a devotee, but not everybody who cries is a devotee. You got it? Crying is a very good symptom of a devotee, but not everyone who cries is a devotee.
Crying for whom, Prabhuji? Huh? Crying for whom is a symptom of devotee?
Anybody. Crying is a very good symptom of... See, somebody who is dying outside... Do you think that you will not have a relationship with them? At least out of compassion you will feel for it, no? You may not cry like some very dear and near one is gone, but at least you will feel pain for that person, no? If you don't feel the pain in your heart, that heart is steel framed. If Karunyata is not there, where is the point? So it's not only for wife, you have to cry for everybody. If you are crying only for wife, then there is some problem.
My doubt is crying for, because he is not connected to Krishna, for that we are crying, or because we are on bodily conception, so we may cry for our dear ones. Because
how do we know that person is not connected to Krishna or not?
No, because you told that we should cry for everyone. We should feel sympathy about him. So sympathy regarding what? Body or soul?
See, the thing is, he may not be connected to Krishna consciously, but Krishna is connected with him, no?
No, my question is, sympathy you told, no? We should be sympathetic towards everyone. So
you can cry for that. This lifetime he lost his opportunity, thing. So at least wherever he goes, he should do something.
Spiritually we should cry, not materially, because he is connected to our bodily.
That's what. Not everybody who cries is a devotee. Prabhupada says that. No?
So Prabhuji, in this context, I have heard Arjuna also.
Means you can cry for so many things. That's what he was trying to say. Yeah.
So Arjuna, when Abhimanyu died, so that time Arjuna cried. So then Prabhupada writes that he cried, but he did not stop his service towards Krishna. So why he cried that time when Abhimanyu left body? Because you told that connection is always there. Spiritual connection is always there, it never goes. So why he cried? I don't know the answer, I wanted to know.
See, Prabhu, Yudhishthira Maharaj also cried. When Bhishma Dev is leaving, he is crying. There is nothing wrong in when you see that you are crying for separation of a devotee, because you have a little bit more connection with them. You can cry. But what is the most important thing is, as I told you during our discussion also, that you should not cry only for the bodily connection. You should cry for the fact that, oh, this is such a nice devotee, I won't be able to, like Prabhu said, I won't be able to serve him in this life, in the same body. That Vapu connection has to be there, Prabhu. That somewhere or other, that Vapu connection should make you feel that strong connection. But because you cannot serve the Vapu, you continue serve the Vani with the same intensity. You understand? Arjuna would have definitely cried with some amount of percentage that, hey, my son has died. But then he also relates to him through as a devotee of Krishna. As a mother, he is what? Nephew of Krishna. Huh? He is nephew of Krishna, right? Subhadra, Arjuna is married to Subhadra. Subhadra is Krishna's sister. So, even beyond the bodily situation, bodily relation, he is a devotee of Krishna. Like I also told my cousin brother, he said, I was more connected to him as a devotee than as my brother. So that is why the lamentation was even more. In fact, for the lamentation at the soul level should be even more stronger than the lamentation at the bodily level. You understand? It should be even more intense. And that lamentation should propel your devotional service even more intensely rather than stopping your service. That is why his service didn't stop. You understand?
Should I ask you personally or now?
Yeah, sorry?
Can I ask now or personally?
Maybe we'll do after this thing. Somebody is having that. Yes, Prabhu. After the discussion we can.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, after hearing your class, now we realize that how Prabhupada was connected with his spiritual master.
Yeah.
He was continuously connected.
That the best way to connect to the spiritual master is through the instruction.
Yeah.
Constantly remembering the instruction and every moment squeezing your brain to find ways to practice it or follow it and help others. That is what made Prabhupada. Right, Prabhu?
Yes. He only connected and then he made us to also connect with his spiritual master.
Exactly.
That is a greatness.
This is another beautiful revelation you are bringing, Prabhu. When we are so connected, strongly connected to at the soul level, then we will make the channel for everyone else to connect with that soul, that Atma. Because it is pure connection. Soul doesn't have limits. Body has limits. Soul doesn't have limits. That is why we are connected to Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. We are connected to Rupa Goswami. We are connected to Sanatana Goswami. All the Acharyas, how we are getting connected? Because of that pure connection of Prabhupada, he opened that floodgates for us to connect. Beautiful, Prabhu. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much, and I thank Balvat Kripa Prabhu for such wonderful enquiry. Same enquiry I want to take it ahead. You said in course of your discussion that shock treatment. So at the time of death, it is quite shocking if someone is saying that, who are you? However, you said that actually if you express some emotions to some person and other person is completely unmoved, that is also Krishna is giving shock treatment to us.
Yeah.
So how we should deal among the devotees when we are, with each other? Because this is one part of shock treatment. As you said,
through
Krishna
devotees, the shock treatment will be even more. Right.
How we actually interact and
Prabhu,
respect the feelings.
Is, the beautiful thing that we understand is our reciprocations and acknowledgements, whatever we exchange with the devotees, that is also Krishna only is inspiring them to do. This is Prabhu, all the problems are solved, all our questions solved when you see Krishna as the central medium. Our problem comes when you keep Krishna aside and only directly deal with the so-and-so living entity. Whether it is devotee or non-devotee, it doesn't matter. But when we see some devotees appreciating us, what we see? Hey, Balabhadra Prabhu is appreciating me. Then I will become very dear to Balabhadra Prabhu. Right? Somebody will be criticizing me. I will avoid that person. But what we have to see here is, Krishna is inspiring Balabhadra Prabhu to appreciate me. You understand? Krishna is inspiring some other devotee to criticize me. When you see both at the sequel platform, when appreciation comes also you will see from Krishna's thing. When criticism also you will see from Krishna. So both you will take it, you will receive both of them. It's not like I will accept and reject. This accept reject won't work. Everything we should accept. You understand? Then the shock treatment will not happen. You got it? So same, now forget about some other devotee criticizing. Same Balabhadra Prabhu would criticize you.
That is even bigger shock at treatment. Yeah.
Yesterday you will appreciate, today you will criticize. Sorry to take your name, you will not do, but I just
That's
say.
a real friend.
Yeah. That is the bigger shock treatment. Hey, yesterday you appreciated. So when Prabhupada was also asked, the Umapati Maharaj asked, no, Prabhupada, first you told, you take as many chapatis as you want. Then after 6 months, you don't take more than 2 chapatis. He said, you told 6 months ago, take so as many chapatis as you want. Now you are telling only 2 chapatis. Then Prabhupada, that time you listen, no, this time also you listen. So criticism, chastisements basically. Chastisements means is make you chaste. See, magnet makes you magnetize. Right? Chaste, when they chastise you, they make you chaste. Want to become chaste or not? You want to become a magnet, you will get magnetized. So when you get chastised, you become chaste to Krishna. So everything we should accept. That's what I told. Only one mantra, keep Krishna in the center. And then the center becomes center. The moment Krishna is the corner, there is no more center. That's why we call all ours a preaching center. Namahata center. Everywhere Krishna is the center. When we become the center, we will be kicked out. Got it, Prabhu? Very simple solution, but difficult to practice.
One thing I want to ask further is that we are all busy in serving Krishna.
Yes.
Many of us, or all of us practically. So that time we don't acknowledge each other's emotions. So
Correct.
can you throw some light? That's what he was asking actually.
Yeah, when we are too conscious that we are busy in serving Krishna, that is when we don't acknowledge. When we don't even remember that we are busy serving Krishna, only we are serving Krishna, then we can acknowledge. Just take example of, say, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj or anybody for that matter, His Holiness Jayapatak Maharaj, any sannyasis or any senior Vaishnavas for that matter. See, when I saw one video where Maharaj came to the Brahmacharya ashram here, right? Everybody was around him. Everybody was around him like bees, surrounding the honey, the flower. So Maharaj, I saw the video and realized that Maharaj was looking at each one and he was paying obeisance, isn't it? Sorry, Prabhu? Yeah, physically he was paying obeisance and he was looking at everybody. Anytime he comes, you see, he will not in a rush. He is more busy than us. And we don't have any qualification to tell that I am busy in front of such great personalities, right? And even in the middle of that, many times, I heard recently, His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj, I was in Bombay and one of the devotees told me that some unknown, first time they are meeting Maharaj and they wanted to meet Maharaj and they were waiting for Maharaj. And they came and they said, Maharaj, we want some solution for something. And they came and Maharaj immediately made them sit down. And for the next 2 hours, he had to spend time with them. He had to cancel 6 flights because of this. Because all the connecting flights had to be cancelled and rescheduled. And he said, this is more important for me to do. And we have so many flights to catch, any train to catch. See, we take inspiration from them that time stops when we want to serve. You understand? Time serves us. Time becomes our servant when you become servant of all the Vaishnavas and serving Krishna. We should never think that we are busy. My Guru Maharaj is so busy. Anytime we call, he will pick up the phone. And he will say, come on, you will be talking to somebody busy. And he will say that, no, we wait and I will just be calling for some verses or something. He will immediately open his diary and speak to me for 10 minutes of exclusive Bhagavatam line, hotline. And when I was personally serving him, I realized how he was busy. When you are calling, you will not realize. When you are sitting there, continuously calls come and 4 people are sitting in front of him. Still we will just tell them just 1 moment and he will answer the call. And when we asked Maharaj, in the middle of the Bhagavatam class also you are taking phone calls. There will not be so many people. When he took the calls, he said, see, you are sitting in front of me. I know that you have taken prasadam, you are all right, you are sitting in front of me. But this living entity is calling me from thousands of miles away. What emergency, what he has, I don't know. So I can take some excuse from you. I can talk to him and then I will finish that and I will talk to you. So this is practical application of every situation. There is no template here. Anything that you take, according to the time, if you are sincerely surrendered to Krishna, Krishna will inspire us. And we will carry on. Okay?
Hare Krishna.
Wonderful question. Thank you for that. Yes,
One
Prabhu.
question.
Prabhu, I will tell you one thing. Last time also, we had, I hope it's okay for you to ask question. The moderators
last
probably,
question.
Last. I am okay to answer questions, but
like initially you were telling about like how Krishna means to tell Prabhupada, and Prabhupada is writing this purport, like you said, Krishna wrote directly.
Yeah.
And you get example of Vyasdev telling Ganesh and he is writing.
Yeah.
We also hear that Prabhupada sometimes would think for days for one right word to be used in Bhagavatam, and he would stop translating. So then he was also endeavoring. So one is Krishna telling and like Vyasdev telling and Ganesh writing, and one is Krishna inspiring and Prabhupada writing. So what was it exactly in case of Prabhupada, inspiring or telling?
See, Prabhu, I will tell you based on, I will share this point with you based on one small incident also, that when I will share based on Mahavishnu Maharaj's experience, when last days in Bhaktivedanta hospital, when he was there, all night whole body was paining and his legs were shaking. And so personal servants could not do anything. And Maharaj said, you just, and breath was stopping, he was completely out of breath. And he told, just showed by signal that you just chant Bhagavatam. So all night the devotees, few devotees who were with him, were chanting, reciting Bhagavatam continuously. And the morning, actually towards the end, 4-5 o'clock, till that time he was going through the pain. And in the morning after that, he slowly subsided around 4-5 o'clock. He just took 1 or 2 hours rest. Then he woke up and he said something very interesting, that see, I was ready to leave yesterday. He still told in the morning. It was 27th December or something, 2009. So he, around that time, he told the devotees in the morning that I was ready to leave yesterday night. I told Krishna that I am ready to come with you, Krishna. But I had to wait for Krishna's message. I had to wait to hear Krishna. And to wait to hear Krishna, I had to tolerate this pain. I had to go through this pain. While you are surrendering, we should go through. It's a very painful thing. That example I am giving is related to the other situations also. It's not that simply you are just sitting and putting on the tape, like tape recorder is automatically speaking, Paramatma will not speak. Paramatma will speak looking at our surrender. And to do that surrender, we have to struggle really hard. Because we have to focus everything, focus our entire consciousness and everything upon there, And like how you put that lens to get the focus of the sunlight into one place concentrated, no? Like that, Prabhupada also, he endeavored hard to, he was sitting with Bhagavatam, that is endeavor. He didn't say, it is not coming, I am moving away. That is not endeavor. He was sitting with it all through the night, just for 1 or 2 words, to get the meaning. He is a Sanskrit scholar. He could have put any word easily. But he was waiting because his motive was very clear. He wanted to do this for the welfare of all the living beings, for all the future generations to come. And so for that, he was waiting with folded hands to receive that mercy from Krishna. Same like how Maharaj was also telling that I was waiting with folded hands to receive that instruction from Krishna, come on, let's leave. I cannot say, Krishna, I cannot tolerate this body, please take me away. I am ready to tolerate, like Bhishma Deva also. He was ready to tolerate all the pains till Krishna says, okay, let's go. You got it? Bhishma Deva was waiting, he was giving all the instructions. And then finally the prayers, and he said, Krishna said, okay, let's go. So that waiting to hear that let's go from Krishna takes a lot of endeavor, because Krishna will not easily say let's go. Right? Now, easily we could have said, let's go to Prasadam. Isn't it? Some of us, we could have gone. But why we are all sitting? Because he is looking at each one of our surrender. It's okay, Prasadam, it's okay, stomach can wait. We have to, this knowledge is very much important for me. So, as we are giving priority, Krishna is giving this Mahaprasad. Before that Prasad, he is giving this Mahaprasad. his Sakshat Darshan, right? So this is, we are endeavoring, we don't realize. Are we not feeling hungry? We are feeling hungry, but we are controlling it, correct? Isn't it? This is our endeavor. We are controlling our thing. We may also feel sleepy, but we are controlling that, right? That controlling thing, we are endeavoring, but because we are doing it with Krishna, it is not looking like an endeavor for us. Without much of a trouble, much of a difficulty, we are doing that great austerity. Imagine you ask someone else to sit here for 1.5 hours, they cannot sit. Right? They will come, look at this, roam around here and there, and then go away. But because of that mercy that we have received with both hands, that we want this Bhagavatam today at any cost. We want to have Krishna in the form of this knowledge and realization at any cost. He is making us sit, and each one's questions are inspiring us, isn't it, Prabhus? Don't you feel so? Like Samarpanam Prabhu told, or Balabhadra Prabhu's question was inspiring to him. Because what I have, someone else is also having. So we are all birds of the same feather flocked together.
So when we tell, like Prabhupada, so we should say Prabhupada was inspired by Krishna, or Krishna was telling Prabhupada the purpose. Means what word exactly should we use? When we say, should we say that Krishna would inspire Prabhupada to write purport, or Krishna would tell Prabhupada the purport? So what word should we use?
Both are fine. Both are fine. When Krishna tells, that is inspiration only. But that inspiration is coming because of his complete surrender. And that surrender requires a lot of dedication, commitment, determination, everything. And that he did. That is why he was given. And we are also doing in our own tiny little way. And we are getting. So that both the languages same only. It doesn't matter. But he didn't get it just like that in a platter. That is clear. You have to struggle hard to get it. Right? Beautiful question, Prabhu. Thank you so much. This is what I really like when I come here. The questions are beautiful. Devotees are beautiful. The deities are beautiful. Prasadam is also beautiful. Jai Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Tagore Premanande.